This
look,
is where
y'all
we got to
only act
stop it.
like this because I'm
We
the
got to
youngest. Let's
stop it.
keep it real. How many
He's the
times
greatest
have I had to
basketball
tell
player
you
ever to lace
and we
him up
balling on another
to this
level?
day.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, we are back with another one. Oh my God, we have had a hell of a week. And I ain't just talking about me or us, I'm definitely talking about the Colorado Buffs. A lot has gone on in this past week, and we want to get right into it. But before we do, I always have to introduce myself first. Busybody boy, 1/3 of Balling on Another Level. I'm here with my two special co-hosts, starting with the General P. Way.
Man, it's your boy P Way, man, back at it again. Oh man, I can't wait for this episode. I usually don't have an intro, but y'all, I'm really excited for this one. This
Yeah,
this
yeah. Just the
this
fact that you
season.
talking mean that this gonna be a hell of a show right
It's going
here.
to be a hell of a show.
Yes,
So,
sir. And of course, the second, the the biggest troll in the nation. Y'all already know who it is. TP Way the Giant.
It's your guy who is never lying, sometimes defiant. TP Way the Giant. Let's do it. Let's do
mm-hmm.
it.
Let's get into it, man. I mean, y'all know how we start off these shows. We start by reading some stats. So, P Way, can you give us some stats of the game, please?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we had Utah defeat the Buffs 23-17. For the Colorado Buffs, we had Ryan Staub, 17 for 24, 195 yards,
Impressive.
and a touchdown. Also want to highlight Jimmy Horn Jr., who also threw a touchdown as well. And then for the receiving, excuse me, receivers, we had Travis Hunter, 8 receptions, 107 yards, and a TD. Now going to the Utes, Utah had Luke Batari. He had 2 touchdowns on the ground, and he went 6 for 10 and 61 yards through the air. And Russian Jalen Glover, 17 carries, 107 yards on the ground.
TP Way, when you hear them stats, what stands out to you?
What stands out to me is that I'm right. I've always been right, and I'm going to continue to be right. All right. I was right about this team, and I'm going to get at one day, I'm going to decide to just say, bump it and get at all you dudes that be in the comments talking crazy. All right. All of you dudes that love to talk about, oh, what is he talking about? Or he just saying this to say that. One day I'm going to have enough energy to get at y'all because what haven't I been right about? I be
Mm,
right a lot. I just say the things that come off as a hater because y'all
trolling.
do not like it. Y'all do not like it. But the truth of the matter is, I just ripped the band-aid out.
mm,
Excuse me. I'm just a guy who is never lying to y'all. That is it. Sometimes I'm a little defiant, but that's what it takes when you're never lying. And that's just why I say it each and every episode, and I walk like that and I talk like that because I want y'all to understand. So again, if you are a running back and you want a highlight tape and you want some notoriety, go against Colorado
mm.
because that's what happens. Another running back who goes off. That's one thing that stuck out. Y'all take it, man. Y'all take it, cause
That's a great
yeah.
point. That's a great point. P Way, what stood out to you?
I can echo that. I'll definitely echo that. Glover for Utah, he went off. He went crazy. And we stated that for at least, well, actually the whole season. You know, the running game, they haven't been able to stop it since week one. So nothing was going to change. And the fact that Utah didn't have their starting quarterback, so they were going to run heavy all game, go against this, weak D line that Colorado has. It was to me, we already seen this coming. I seen that they were going to run the ball and be successful. So nothing was surprising. Um, Colorado just their weak point is stopping the run, and Utah's strong point is running the ball. So that's it.
You know what? That's another great point, and definitely this is kind of. I mean, it stood out to me, but it's also piggybacking off of what y'all are saying. I don't know how a quarterback could throw for 60 yards and still win the game.
That's crazy.
I don't think I've ever seen that before in my life. I also will say a couple things. Ryan Staub, he impressed me. He impressed me. The offensive scheme that they had definitely had him succeed,
Hmm.
or look halfway decent at the end of the day. So I'll give him that. And Travis Hunter is that guy. Travis Hunter is that guy, and he
Absolutely.
might be a better wide receiver than he is corner. I mean, as a corner, he's definitely shut down to me. If you ask TP Way, he might say something different. But to me, he's a shutdown corner. But as a wide receiver, oh, he's a threat.
He's a problem. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a serious
Yeah.
threat. And in the league, I could see him being like Justin Jefferson status. You know?
All right.
Woo!
See, this is where this is where y'all lose me, and this is where I feel like y'all not learning. All right,
What?
I get everything that you were saying, and I was with you. I was 100% with you. I agreed with you. But see, then when y'all just start jumping over the ledge, this is what we should have learned from this year. All right, they're not proven to be correlated to these dogs. Justin Jefferson,
Travis.
Justin Jefferson, he was playing in the big leagues in college and making big time plays and going to the big time games.
What?
So I'm not saying Travis.
Nah,
No, no,
we
no.
not
Let me
gonna do
finish. Let me
that.
finish. I'm not saying Travis isn't capable, but Travis isn't deserving as of yet to be related to a Justin Jefferson.
Okay, but when it comes to potential, I feel like he is deserving to be related to or compared to a
Okay,
Justin Jefferson.
I
When
can
he,
respect that.
this man is a
Yeah.
sophomore. This man is a sophomore. Justin Jefferson was doing what he did as a junior.
Hmm.
He
And
was with Joe
arguably,
Burrow.
Justin Jefferson was on the best probably college team ever.
Right, right. Yeah,
I
no,
think
that
I think
that
all the
team was
starters
different.
went to the league
Yeah, yeah, that team
for
was
that
different.
squad. So that's a different conversation.
But
But I definitely agree.
before I do hop on Travis Hunter point, I do want to take the time to really credit Staub and his performance, man. A
Yeah,
backup quarterback.
Yeah.
Um, I'm gonna address a rumor that's been spreaded around. There's been rumors of Shador holding on to the ball because he's trying to stack his stats. He's trying to make sure that he doesn't turn over the ball. He's trying to make sure that his
completion
stats are
percentage.
still are an accolade of
Yeah,
his.
yeah.
We seen Staub. One thing that he did was he was proficient with letting the ball go.
Right,
He didn't hold on to the ball too long, and he was getting it out of his hands. And you could see how the offense looked like it was just ran a lot smoother at times. And I got to give him credit for that. I'm not saying that he played better than Shador or anything like that, but he showed you what could the offense look like if you let go of the ball. So salute to him for stepping in and showing the world that he could be a QB.
right. I'm glad that you brought that up because I also noticed that as well. Shador usually only lets the ball fly when it's Brady mode, when
Right,
it's
right.
a little bit of time on the clock and 2 minute drill, and he got to let that thing fly. But Staub definitely had that ball moving, and definitely had to kept moving the line of scrimmage at the end of the day, forward rather than backward.
Right,
Like I said before in the past shows, Travis will turn a 2nd and 3 into a 3rd and 18 in a second.
right.
Yeah, so
And he
I
looked pretty
noticed that.
decent on the move too, to add to that. There
Right,
was some
right,
plays where he had to be elusive and kind of think outside the play. And
right.
I thought he did a very good job at that. I was really surprised, honestly, because I was
We all
seeing
were.
like,
Yeah,
I thought a turnover was coming, but he was accurate when he had to improvise. So
Right.
Mhm.
So
Hey,
oh, go ahead, go ahead.
all I know is they better be glad that they did not win that game. Because if they would have won that game, I would have came here and y'all would have really hated me then.
You
I,
Boy,
yeah, the game was close because both quarterbacks were out, and Utah, really just went run heavy, which shows you can beat the Buffs doing that, obviously.
yeah.
Um, and I think if Shador was there, I think the Buffs get the win.
I can't say that.
Biggest
I,
Hey,
troll in the nation.
right.
I'm just being real. I can't
That's
say that.
real. That's an okay assessment. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
I feel like Travis does give them a better chance to win because he is the better quarterback. I mean, we all know that.
Travis,
I mean, I'm sorry. Shador.
Shador.
You know what I mean, Shador. He is the better
I was about to,
quarterback.
I was about to say you about to
Jimmy
hype Travis so much you turn him to a
to a
quarterback now.
quarterback, right?
He could play quarter. He could have played
Oh,
quarterback.
see,
Hey.
Listen. Let's I want to move on. I want to know exactly what this game meant to y'all and to the season, this last game. Did it mean anything at all? Was it an audition for next year? How do y'all take this game?
They are who we thought they were. That's what I saw in the last game. It really was every game morphed into one.
Mm,
They weren't doing nothing on the run game like usual as far as Colorado's offense. As far as defensive wise, they couldn't stop the run. That's the same thing as usual. They had a quarterback for Utah who didn't even throw the ball a lot, so he didn't get a chance. But when he did, he moved the chains and did what he needed to do. Special teams, the kickoffs are still horrible for Colorado. Mata came in and did what he did, and Mata we trust.
right.
So it's really nothing surprising. Carmani, um, saw him out there getting cooked. So
Yeah. I'm
that
glad you
didn't
said it. I'm
change.
glad you said it.
That didn't change. And no disrespect to Kamani, there's a lot to learn.
Of course,
But
we love Komani.
yeah, they're not going to throw it Travis way. They're going to throw it the other side, rightfully so. So nothing's really changed. This game was exactly what I thought. And once again, they lost by 6 points. And in I don't know, but if you go back and check their games this season, a lot of games are lost by 6 to 8 to 9 points at most.
Right.
So this shows once again that they're not as far as we think they are, but they are coming up short consistently. So
Before you go, TP, P Way, do you
mhm.
see any potential in next year of them improving at all?
I definitely see them improving because they have these skill positions at a decent level. But now it's all about what they do as far as the interior alignment. And I'm
Right.
seeing more in the transfer portal than recruiting. You
For
know what I'm
sure.
saying? And I'll get into that later.
Okay,
Because I
okay.
got way more on that, but I'll get to that
Yeah,
later.
yeah. All right. TP way. What'd you think? What'd you take from this season? Not even the season, but just the last game. Did it mean anything to you?
I think this last game really killed the momentum of Colorado Coach Prime era football. The momentum is down to the ground, yo. This is the lowest it could have possibly been if you were to predict, a scale on the beginning of the season. Right now, nobody's talking about Colorado football. Right now, recruits are dropping like flies. Right now, the locker room is not a strong, tight locker room. People, you have a couple players who are speaking out to the media or tweeting or doing whatever that is kind of like oozing out of what's going on in the locker room. Right now, I see Coach Prime doing everything he can to try to sound like things are together when he doesn't realize that it's just showing all over him that it is a disaster right now. So this last game to me was just the nail in the coffin as far as momentum is concerned. P, you mentioned special teams real quick, and
Yep.
when you say special teams, I do want to add that, forgive me for not remembering the gentleman's name, but the dude who's punting the rock, he's sending them out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
He,
nice.
yeah,
He's
he is
nice.
nice.
Yeah.
So when it comes to special teams, I just wanted to shout him out. But anyway,
Yeah.
as far
They
as this
just
game, go
they
ahead,
just
P.
got three different kickers that can do one thing. Excuse me, fella.
Right. So as far as this game concerned, that's just what it is to me. A momentum killer. That's what I got.
You know what? I'm gonna actually agree with you for maybe the second time in history of balling on another level.
It's a couple more times, but
Let's keep it at two. Let's keep it at two. But, but yeah, no, I was a momentum killer, even though it really didn't mean anything because we knew that they wasn't going to go to a bowl game. We already knew that the season was over after this game. So it didn't mean much, but maybe to the recruits it meant a lot, you know. Maybe to the fans it meant a lot. People wanted to go
Hmm.
out the way we came in, which was with a dub. And of course that didn't happen. Like you said, the momentum was shot. I mean, they was on a 4 to 5 game losing streak. That could kill a lot of hope and a lot of faith. Of course, like you mentioned, the recruits, a couple of recruits decommitted. I will say the recruits that decommitted were part of the 2025 class
Hmm.
instead of this next class. I know the quarterback was going to reclassify, but speaking to his parents, he going to stay in his regular class. But I mean, they don't even know if Coach Prime is going to stay that long, and me neither. I honestly thought
Right.
Coach
Right.
Prime would have announced his resignation after this game,
At the
honestly.
conference, right? I was
Yeah, at
listening in
the, at the
for
press conference, like, listen, I've
it.
accepted the job at Texas A&M, or whatever. But so I do agree with you when it comes to losing the momentum, man. It's tough too because those recruits that he had come in would have been definitely culture shifters, and really would have made an impact on Colorado football culture for
Hmm.
sure. I mean,
I, I and I think this is where it's going to hurt the most as far as recruiting when these
right,
other games are being played, them bowl games and the excitement and the
right,
college playoffs. This is what's going to hurt the um the Buffs' chances of recruiting high caliber players the most. Um, but he is a mass marketer. I'm not going to take that from him. He is a genius, so he'll still to he'll still be able to get some strong commits. So we'll see.
yeah,
exactly. I do see. I'm sorry, TP Way. I do see him bringing in a lot of big time recruits, and he does need experience rather than uh straight out of high school,
Right,
and have taken the time to develop him. He needs
right.
some experience out there. Go ahead, TP. My fault.
man. This past weekend, it was an incredible weekend of college football. Like, if you were tuned in to this weekend of games, it really put things in a perspective. You had the Ohio State and Michigan game for one. I mean, I was watching that game and I was just like, man, this really puts into perspective how far off Colorado is. And I know Coach Prime kept, saying, we know what we need and, we're not that far off and stuff like that. I'll let him be the judge of that. But from what I'm seeing, it doesn't look close. Like, it
Hmm.
honestly looks like there's the big leagues. This is varsity, and Colorado is JV. And like P, when you were just talking about these bowl games that is coming up, that's where the attention is going right now.
Right,
That's
Mm,
where
right.
the fans are looking forward to. I'm pretty sure that's where the recruits are about to look forward to. So if Coach Prime is able to still do an amazing recruitment process after this, oh yeah, he is a master in his craft,
And,
because
and
I just don't see it after
mhm.
this.
But I definitely still believe in him. This is the guy.
Right.
Remember, in the beginning of the season, on ESPN, he was everywhere. Dion, and Coach Prime, we really believed in him. We still believe in him. So he's able to pull in. That's his greatest gift as a coach, is to grab attention and get the best out of his players. So I definitely still believe that, he can get it done. But I just think from these other schools, they got so many tools they can pull out. Number one, the alumni support is crazy at these other schools. The money, you look at our track record, these schools, Alabama, Georgia, LSU, Florida State, they can say, look at X, Y, Z, look at these national championships, look what we've done. Okay, if that doesn't work, let's go look into the NFL now. Look how many people represent us in our schools. And this
Right.
is where you want to go, right? So they got so many avenues and lanes that they can pull from. But
And
the thing is,
you were just warming up.
but the thing is, which is crazy, there's only one Coach Prime.
It's only one Prime.
There's only
It's only
one
one
Coach
Prime.
Prime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll
I'm gonna
see.
tell you right now, I don't believe, and I'm gonna keep it real with you. I hope.
Mm.
I don't believe. That's just me keeping it real. Like
Well,
I hope that he does, shake stuff up. I
I'm
can't
glad
tell you
I'm
that
gl-
I believe.
I'm glad that we talking about Coach Prime because
Hmm.
I want to know when it comes to the season, was the downfall about the lack of talent, or was it about the staff and the coaching and how they, you know, uh, let's say adjusted to the season? Let's talk about it. Was it just talent, or was it an accumulation of a lot of different things?
What I'm not
It's
hearing any. Go ahead, Pete. Go ahead. Go ahead. Do your thing.
Nah, I'm gonna let you go ahead because this is a
No, go
great
ahead. Go ahead. Get out the
conversation.
cage. Get
Yeah.
out
Go
the
ahead.
cage.
What I'm
Yeah,
what
this
I'm
is great.
what I'm not gonna allow anymore is for people to blame the record of this football season on the talent. That is
Mm,
that is that is bull, straight bull. Because the talent that I've seen, they were talented enough to at least win 6 to 7 of these games, talent wise. What we're not going to do is we're not going to sit back and say, you know what? When these coaches do a good job, we're going to put them on a high horse. We're going to put them on the front of this team, and we're going to give them all of this praise. And then when the team just does not perform, we're not going to put the blame on anybody else and then just say, you know what? Well, at least the coaches did better than last year. No. I'm gonna hold you to that. You didn't coach well this year. Your coaching staff didn't look together. Y'all didn't look as a unit. And
mm,
a lot of these games that were close, guess what? Y'all didn't pull out a victory because y'all failed in the coaching area. That as simple as
mm,
that.
He's in rare
So
form, P.
I'm
He's
just
in rare
saying,
form, P.
yo,
Let him
on
loose.
balling on another level, and this is another you little punks in the comments. On balling on another level, I don't care if y'all don't like what I say. We're gonna say the real. We're gonna
Mm,
say the things that you're not going to hear from anybody else because they already done this mind thing on y'all. If you
yeah,
say
it's skewed.
anything
Yeah.
if you say anything that's against, what other people are saying, they label you all as an automatic hater and stuff like that. I don't care about all that crap.
mm,
These coaches were garbage this year, and I'm not going to blame it on the talent of these players. I'm
He's
not.
in rare
No,
form.
that's a fact. That's a fact. I'm sitting back and I'm watching. I told y'all, I sat back and I watched these bigger games. And you know what
Hmm.
else I did? I said, if Ohio State had Shador, this would be a different game. I said,
Mm,
if Ohio State had Travis Hunter, this would be a different game.
hmm.
I said, if Ohio State had Shiloh Sanders, this would be a different game. I said, if they had Xavier Weaver,
I know
this
where
would
he
be a
going with
different game.
this.
I said, if they had Amarion Miller, this would be
Mm,
these are it's not talent issues. All of those
mm,
guys that I'm naming could play with those bigger schools and those bigger names. So we're not gonna blame it on talent. That's all I'm gonna say.
mm-hmm.
P
Well,
Way.
well, well. All
You gotta
right.
lie. You got yeah. You got some big shoes to
I
fill.
gotta
P.
follow that. All right. So when it goes to talent versus culture, and that's what we're talking about. So they were already limited from the get go with their weak offensive line. I've already felt like when they predicted them to win 3 games, it was mainly because the big boys up front. They didn't have it. So I think a lot of it is the talent because when they went against Oregon, it showed that it wasn't the skill players necessarily. It was the pressure in Shador's face. It was the run game, them be able to run between the gaps. And this was proven every
Are
single
you saying the
game this
offensive
season.
line?
The offensive and defensive line.
The
Both.
trenches.
The
Yeah.
trenches.
Yeah.
You can even put the linebacker, and Colorado never used no fullback. So, you know what I'm saying? Anything in the trenches, they were weak in. So I think a lot of it is the talent. But majority of it was the coaching. It was the coaching. And the reason why I say that, I'm going to go back and look at their schedule. There's so many coaching errors in games they could have won. We can go back to Colorado versus Arizona State. They did win that game, but it was way too close. Base, and that was just simply based off of coaching. Stanford versus Colorado. They came back, I think, what, from 21 down to win that game, which was crazy.
That was crazy.
That was because of coaching. When you had Oregon State beat Colorado, that was another one. They lost by 7 because in the third quarter they somehow fail to produce points. And then their discipline when they do get in scoring range, they always do self errors and push themselves back. Arizona versus Colorado. Once again, coaching. Those were special team errors in the end, and Coach Prime had a couple time management issues. We go to Utah on Saturday, beating Colorado. Coaching. What I saw in that third quarter, they went away from the plays they were running.
Right.
Which I don't know why they did that.
Right.
They start calling a lot of plays, and they do another thing they do a lot is they pass on first down and then run on second.
Or third.
Or third.
3rd and 10. Yeah.
You haven't been a running team this whole season.
Right.
You know y'all do not have the running personnel.
Right.
So why are you running on second down? Run on first down, see what you get, and then pass. It makes no sense. It makes no sense.
And also, I want to bring up the fact that did y'all see the trickery play that happened this game?
It's the first time we saw that all season.
Yeah.
Why we didn't open this up to set the momentum versus, well, let's say Oregon, they got killed, but let's say versus USC.
Yeah, any one of those
or whoever.
5. Yeah.
Though a play like that, those are momentum gainers. You do something like that, that gives your team momentum to carry out that quarter, maybe that half.
Mm-hmm.
But you wait till the last game of the season to do that.
Well, yeah, I mean,
coaching.
Yeah, that is coaching, but that's common. That's everywhere. The last game, they're like, you know what?
It's not everywhere.
Let's throw it out.
No, it's not everywhere because USC's done that in the middle of their season.
No, what I'm saying is the people are going to release when the season's over. That last game, they're going to release stuff.
Yeah,
out
they're
the
going to pull out all the stops.
They're going to pull out all the stops.
Yeah.
When you're on a losing streak, I just don't understand why you don't pull that out when you are on the verge of making a bowl. You know, I just don't. I mean, that's when that's when you should have pulled it out at least.
But this, like I
I,
said, so many coaching errors. Now it got me thinking back to Colorado State when they won. Remember, they kept running the same drag wide open. It was like switch
yes,
the play. It's
Right,
yes,
not
right,
working.
right.
yes,
So
yeah,
when you look at the whole season and you really look back and you want to remove the unbiasedness. I'm not talking to you people who want to just do stuff for Coach Prime and savior him up and say he's always right. I'm not talking to the people who are going to be on Team Shador who thinks that Shador is just at perfect at quarterback. I'm not talking to the people who want to hate against Colorado. I'm talking to the people who strictly want to talk about football as football.
You, go ahead.
The coaching, I'll give them out of 100%, 70% was the coaching this year. They should be in the bowl game.
Now, y'all both make great points, and I'm gonna lean a little towards P Way more than TP Way only because the talent definitely wasn't there. I mean, they had enough talent to win a certain amount of games, definitely at least 6 of them. I'll give you
Right.
that, TP Way. But it is definitely a combination of both.
Mhm.
And instead of 70-30, I'll give it 50-50. I'll give it 50-50. Listen, everybody got exposed this season. Everybody got exposed. From the coaching to the talent in the trenches to
Mhm.
the depth. The depth was the biggest thing.
Right.
Definitely in the skill positions, yeah. Well, no, I won't even say the skill positions. Running back and wide receiver, they had decent depth. But when it comes to quarterback, you got Ryan Staub that, we never even heard of. He played a decent game his last game. We were all
Right.
surprised. When it comes to corner, who we got? We
We had Travis.
had Travis.
We had Travis.
Yeah. We had
That's
Cooper
it.
who got cooked the whole first half of the season.
Yeah.
Then they tried to throw in Cormani. He got cooked. They tried to
Mhm.
throw
but
in the other kid.
even with that, is I still blame the coaching because let me ask, why haven't I seen blitzing packages all year from this defense? I haven't seen it.
Listen.
You have to
Yeah.
understand your personnel at that. You have to know who you have on your team, and you have to cater that to your scheme. Now we have corners who like to get very physical up top, up front. So with that
Right.
being said, how come we didn't have safeties? We didn't have even corners or the nickel position or whatever it is. How come we didn't have any of them going on any type of blitzing packages at all this year?
That's a good point. TP Way. I haven't even noticed that, honestly. So
That is a
you're
good
right. The
point.
defensive scheme could have definitely switched up a little bit. For
I
sure.
bet you these corners performance changes if you don't have the quarterback with the ball in their hand for 10 days.
Yeah, throwing some pressure on them.
I bet that.
Yeah.
I bet
But
that. Yeah, because this corner group, I'm not saying that they were the most talented, but they were physical. And with physical corners, look, you send some dogs, you can make some stuff happen.
they
And
physical in the passing game, maybe, but they're not physical in the running game.
no.
At
I'm
all.
speaking
Neither
of the
one of them
passing
is.
game. I'm speaking of the
Oh,
passing
okay.
game.
Okay.
I'm speaking of
Okay.
the
Okay.
passing
Right.
game.
Yeah.
I'm
Cooper was
I'm
probably the only tackling cornerback that they had.
Right.
well, corners. You should never look for your corners to really be tacklers anyway.
No.
But
But you have to. They got to
You have to.
contain the outside, man. They got
yeah,
to
but a
Summer Craig.
screens, the
good
runs to
good defenses do not require for any of your schemes for corners to be your primary tacklers.
Is
That's just
Jalen
not
Ramsey a
realistic.
primary tackler?
Not at all.
You don't
Not at
think
all.
Jalen Ramsey laid the pads?
Yeah, he can. I'm not saying that he can't, but I'm saying that's not what he's on the field for. Like that's not his thing.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that should be the cornerback's thing, but they have to have that in their bag. You know,
I understand that.
you still got to be able to contain the outside runs,
There you
or
go.
the outside screens.
I understand that, but that has nothing to me. That has very little to do with the corners and more or the defensive ends and your linebacker play.
Mm.
That's a whole different subject. But I'm talking
Definitely.
about as far as the ball in the air and your corners being able to make plays versus the different receivers that they face. I just think the coaching staff didn't do a good job at putting their players in the right position.
Okay. Listen, I feel like we all agree on that.
Yeah.
I feel like we all agree on that. The coaches definitely got exposed this year.
And one more major one. Stop running Dylan Edwards between the tackles.
Yeah,
I cannot stand
yeah.
watching that. It makes
Yeah.
no sense.
Yeah,
And I know
he's too
Dylan
small.
Edwards was supposed to go to Oregon, I think, first. And then he
No,
pulled
Notre
in
Dame,
Colorado. Oh, Notre Dame.
Right.
He wouldn't even be playing right now.
Not he's too small. He gotta
Yeah,
get
he got to
big.
get bigger. But I'm just saying that speaks to the personnel and where they're at in the process. So they talent-wise, they're not there.
Right. I'm glad you brought up Dylan Edwards because another, stat or just thing that I noticed as well is he scored his first touchdown since the first game, last game.
Right. Yep.
That's the last game. What he
Yep.
scored? 4 touchdowns or 3 touchdowns the first game? I think it was 4.
I think it was 4. It was 4.
Yeah, he scored 4
Yeah.
touchdowns,
That's crazy.
and he ain't scored the rest of the season until
Well,
that
Yeah.
I
last
do want to
game.
add this. If the talent is not there, it's Coach Brown's fault.
Okay.
The biggest troll in the
Right.
nation.
Yeah.
The biggest
Okay.
troll.
You could decorate it with that if you want to, but that's the facts.
Yeah.
That's the facts.
Wow.
Because at the end of the day, like I said last episode, he was the one that told the world that he brought Louis luggage to this program. So the fact that y'all want to forget about it, that's cool. That's fine. Go ahead. I remember it though. I was the one that was listening to it all. Was like, okay, well, look, we'll see. So,
but now, my fault, Pete. Go ahead. Well, Pete,
Because we
go ahead.
speaking on this season, but in the trajectory, the long term, projection of things, he bought the Louis with him. He just needs some linemen. That's
he
it.
did. What Louis?
Say-
What Louis did he bring? Who was Louis?
Come on, wow.
Travis,
Oh, I'm glad
really?
you asked that.
Shador,
Yeah, who was Louis?
Travis
Okay.
ain't Louis.
Shiloh.
Oh no. Let's focus on one. I want to make sure Travis is not Louis.
Yeah.
All right.
Shador not Louis.
Shador not
Yeah.
Louis.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Shiloh not Louis.
No. No.
That's
Never
your
stop
favorite
playing
Sanders,
Shiloh,
and you
yo.
saying he not
He
Louis?
is.
You
He
gonna stop
is,
playing
but he's not
Shiloh.
Louis.
You literally
play
said
hard.
if Ohio State had him, they would have been in a different position.
I'm not saying that he's Louis though. You got to understand what Louis means to the public and to me. When you say Louis, I'm thinking the top of the top. I'm thinking that you're bringing some talent that is about to set the NCAA on fire. Shiloh
creme.
was
I
getting
get you.
shaked in his boots all year.
But
He's good for what he's good for. He's
if-
good
yeah,
for what he's good
yeah,
for.
If you look at the stats,
He's good for what he's good for,
leading
and
the Pac-12 in a few categories.
But I'm not a stat. I'm not even a stat guy because stats can be so misleading. But even with Shiloh, let's stay on subject. Even with Shiloh, he's good for what he's good for, and I'm not knocking him. But when we're talking about Louis, we really got to understand what that is.
I think
Shiloh to me isn't Louis.
when he said that, he was mainly talking about Travis and Shador, though.
Who else? Who else?
We know that that's what he was saying.
Who else?
He
was
definitely
saying,
Louis compared to the knockoffs that they had the season before.
right.
Man,
right.
no, you didn't. Man, look, you didn't bring a crew with you to be talking like that. You did not. You did not. He
Listen,
talks. Look,
Stillman
Coach
Craig.
Sanders,
Stillman Craig had 3
man,
interceptions.
Man, I'm telling you, he talks crazy. Like,
That's a
not
good point.
crazy, but he talks loud. But his bite, it, it's nowhere. Like, no one fears his bite at all.
Do you feel like he elevated the program?
Oh my! Don't get me started on that. Oh, this question is loaded. Yeah, okay. He elevated the program with everything that had nothing to do with the game of football.
Okay.
You did a
Okay.
great job at
Somewhere.
selling merch.
We getting somewhere.
You did a great job at selling merch. You did a great job at putting butts in the seats.
Ticket sales.
You did a great job at doing commercials. I like some of your commercials. They were entertaining. But when it comes to actually playing the game of football, you did absolutely nothing. Nothing. You did a great job at bringing new jerseys into the program. Fly, new cleats, all that stuff.
Oh
But
my
what did you do
gosh.
on the football field? And if y'all want to try to decorate that to something, please be my guest. Please be my guest and tell me what he did.
P-Way, do you mind real quick? P-Way, do you mind?
Go ahead. Yeah,
All right,
go ahead.
just real quick. All right. I also said that it was a cop-out to compare this team to last year's team. I understand that was a cop-out, but if you do compare, there is a difference. All right. 4 games to 1 game is a difference. Sold out crowds to let's try and give some free tickets out there is a difference. All right. When it comes to the money being brought into the school, that is a difference. But if you want to keep it on the field, yes, 4 games to 1 game is a difference. And he did leave us with hope. We all know that only 2 games out of the season was unwinnable. Every other game was win. It was right there. So he did give us hope and faith, man. And I'm a believer. I'm gonna be honest. I'm a believer.
I do not watch the game of football for hope.
Oh, you're a Giants fan. You definitely do.
No, I don't. No, I don't.
You're a Giants fan.
All right. See, I don't want to start talking Giants football. I really don't. So don't even get me started.
But let's not. Come on. Let's be real.
I don't care about hope. Hope means nothing.
Okay.
If you give me hope and the same result happens, what are you giving me? I'm a grown man. You can't play them games with me.
It's only been 1 year.
I want results.
It's only been 1 year. It's only been 1 year. You gotta see it through.
1 year. At 1 year, you were supposed to be the guy to at least put this team on a bowl. You do that, then we could talk about, oh, I'm excited for what's going to happen in the future. Oh, I could see it formulating. I could see him cooking up something. Nobody cares about Colorado football right now. Do y'all not understand that? It's because he failed. He sucked this year. Why are we scared to rip off the Band-Aid? Why are we scared to say that?
They 4-8.
He was garbage.
They 4-8. Ah, man, Jay he gave me time.
I know. Come on, bring it out, Pete. Let him know.
He gave me bit. See, and this is my issue. Because listening to his press conference, he discussed how basically he said we didn't live up to y'all expectations. And I said, wait a minute.
No. He said his.
Yeah. He said they didn't live up to his.
Yeah. He said they didn't live up to his expectations.
Right. So then that makes me wonder and question. So did you fail? If they didn't live up to your expectations, and then you said that we're not worried about the outside people's expectations. So what expectations are the expectations?
Right.
You know,
right.
And then
he's telling you, if he's telling you out his own mouth that he didn't pass his own expectations, then y'all are not mad at me. Y'all literally are y'all are clearly arguing your pride. Because if he's telling you that, then what do I need to tell y'all for? It should be he's telling you. So I shouldn't even have to say this.
Mm, But he also said that his expectations are higher than everybody else's. You know, Coach Prime is a winner. He's been a winner
Right,
since he
right.
was in Pop Warner.
Mhm.
So, his expectations could be through the roof. His expectations are definitely similar to yours. Where it's like almost impossible, but
No, I know, no,
yeah,
no.
yeah, like that's
Almost
Find some different
ridiculous.
wordings. Find
yeah,
some different wordings because it ain't
okay.
almost impossible.
Okay, but definitely the odds are slim to none, to reach those
Mhm.
expectations.
Yeah.
Slim. I ain't gonna say slim to none, but slim. But P-Way, finish your point, because I know you was making a point.
So, with all that being said, with his expectations and the outside expectations, the biggest thing we're coming to realize is, what were the true expectations? You had the Vegas odds of 3 games and stuff like that. So,
3.5, yep.
right. But now that the season has come to its conclusion, they're 4-8, and you look back at it, you were able to see his effect on the program. As far as, like you said, the ticket sales, the seats, the excitement, the players did show up and played. They played hard, so that translates on the field.
Right,
They played hard, because they knew that their reputation is on the line. They
right.
knew that social media was buzzing. They saw the celebrities at the game in the beginning of the season, so that did translate on the field. Now X's and O's and schemes, that's the other side of it, right? And that's why they ended 4-8.
Mm.
So did he elevate the program? Yes, he did. He elevated the program. They're on a better path than they were.
You know what, P? Um, you brought up something when you was talking about the players, right? And I do
Mm-hmm.
want to get serious for a second and just I want people to realize what the players had to endure. The players
Yeah.
that actually transferred to Colorado, the players that committed to Colorado, the players that stayed at Colorado and was able to actually make the team through all the adversity. I want to big them up for sure, because this season was really history in the making. It was history in the making. It's a
Right.
lot of deep, undertones in this season. If you want to just bring it to a black coach coaching in the Power Five, and
Mm.
and really trying to create a ripple effect in this NCAA institution,
Right.
it's
Right.
it's really tough. It's a lot that goes into that. And these players knew that they didn't have everything that they needed, like all of these other Power Five, teams, but they made do with what they had, and they played, and they played their asses off, and they showed out.
Right. Right.
So, the fact that they even just won 4 games, I do have to commend them, because, a lot of people didn't see that happening. And just the fact that y'all dug deep down inside and stuck through it, through this tough ass season, with all of the eyes on you. Like, America was not just America, the world was watching y'all. Coach Prime
Mm-hmm.
brought the world's eyes on y'all, and y'all really stuck it out, man. That's very commendable, and it
Mm-hmm.
you gained all of my respect, all of the players. Cormani McLean, the fact that you uh decommitted from Florida, what was it, Miami? I'm sorry, from
Miami.
Miami,
Mm-hmm.
and came to Colorado to rock with Coach Prime. No matter if you leave or not, you'll always have my respect. No matter how up and down the season was, you'll always have my respect, man. This season was truly historic in my eyes. So I just wanted to put that out there, man. I commend all of the players, yo. Y'all did y'all thing. Y'all
Much
have my
respect.
respect.
Yeah.
Word,
I
word.
definitely agree. I definitely agree. And something Something is bothering me right now, Biz. You
Talk.
going through your series, and I heard you. You know, I definitely respect.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
we
Talk
all
to me.
we
Talk to
all
me.
felt that, but this guy on the screen right now, it seems like he got something to say. I just
Yeah,
want to
yeah,
hear it.
yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead. You don't believe that it was commendable? All of the players and what they did?
When you speak about a black head coach, the first person that popped up in my head was the man named Sharon Moore. Sharon
Mm.
Moore is the University of Michigan's head coach. Shout out to him because they
Interim.
actually winning.
Interim.
All right, okay, interim
Right.
head coach.
Right.
Mhm.
I like what he's doing because he's on the big stage winning games, and I think that's commendable.
Yeah, you know,
That's
that is
wild.
commendable. That is commendable. Jim
Yeah.
Harbaugh definitely brought that team together. I don't think a lot of people came for Sharon Moore. No disrespect to that black brother. That's my man. But Jim Harbaugh definitely built that team.
Right.
So that man literally just came into one of the best teams in the Big Ten, and kind of coached them. But I don't want to take nothing away from him. TP Ways. See, that's the trolling shit that I be
That's what
talking
I'm
about.
talking about
He
right
got me
there.
I'm just
talking down
I'm
on
That's
just
what
saying.
crazy,
a
yo.
black
What did that
interim
have to
coach
do?
just beat Ohio State. You feel
I'm
me?
just
Come on,
saying.
We
man.
was talking about the players.
I'm
Yeah,
saying in
You
the
man.
just
spirit
hit
of
me.
That's the
uplifting.
trolling shit.
In the spirit of uplifting. I just thought we was on that. I mean, come on.
All right. So
Yeah.
who do y'all think are pros on Colorado? I don't think there's any
Ooh.
seniors that are pros on Colorado, but who can you see playing in the NFL in the near future?
I think Xavier Weaver might have a shot.
He
It's
does.
I
going
agree
he's
with
going to
you.
be a late round. Probably go undrafted, go to a tryout. I definitely think he has a shot. He has a lot of tape and he created a lot of separation throughout the
Right.
year, which is crazy because he's not that fast.
Nah, he's
He's
not.
not like a
Yeah.
blazing speed, but I think he has those good, techniques as far as running routes. Um, and I think that's where the list stops as far as seniors.
No, 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 no,
Um,
no, no.
who
I
you got?
want you. I want you to include the sophomores and the freshmen,
Oh, okay,
people that
okay.
you see have
Got you,
potential.
got you. So potential wise as well. So we're gonna start with the obvious, right? At number one, Travis. All
He's
right.
a top 5 pick.
Yeah, he's gonna be a top five pick. Shador, I see him going to ATL after next year, getting picked up top 10. Um, I'm saying
Mm,
top 10 next year. Because you look at his stats, I don't have the stats
mm.
pulled up, but I do know he had about 3 interceptions with this O line. That is remarkable.
Right, right, right.
And
It
for the
is. It
level
is.
and
It
how
is.
many yards and
It is.
attempts that he had and had to make way with this O line, that's crazy. So he's one of the ones. Watch when he gets people up front that can block, it's going to be a problem.
Top
It's
10. He
going to
gotta
be a
have a hell of
problem.
a season to be top 10 next year.
I got faith he will. I think we talking record breaking numbers next year, depending on the portal, depending on what they get.
Right, 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 right.
So yeah, we got them two: Travis Hunter, Shador. I'm trying to stay on the offense. I think Amari Miller. He was
I can't say Omarion Miller, man. He
well,
had
yeah,
one game. He had one game and then
he's a
he ain't.
sophomore, right?
I'm not sure. He might be a sophomore.
Yeah, I think he's a sophomore. I think he's a freshman, actually. I'm sorry.
Wow.
I think he's a freshman, and that's why I'm
Okay.
saying that. I think that he has a lot of potential
Okay,
to
I'll give
keep
you that.
going. Uh Jimmy Horn, it's gonna be tough. He's gonna be tough.
He dropped a lot of balls this year.
Yeah, he dropped a lot. His speed is crazy though. And only thing with him, I hate to say it, but I don't want to put this label on him. But he kind of gave me the YouTube highlight practice squad player of the
Mm,
year. But when the lights came on, just it dimmed down a little bit. He looked like he
mm,
was gonna be the guy. That's what I was saying. Defensively, Travis.
right.
uh Travis.
Yeah, yeah,
Dominant.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. That's it.
Dominic might have a shot,
He might have a shot in the late rounds.
but undrafted. I don't really see him getting picked up too much. But TP Way, who you see? TP Way.
I disagree with y'all Jimmy Horn assessment for sure. I don't. I think he's been.
Change that title.
I think he's been. I think he's been quite solid. I think he's been quite solid this year. Of course, you know, some hiccups, but I think that was everybody on this roster. But I like his ability to be shifty and to be quick, and I think he has solid hands, and he's just going to get better and better. So I like Jimmy Horn. Outside of the guys that you named, I mean, I think that's pretty much it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I know who's not going to the NFL though.
Who's that?
Coach Prime. He's keeping his ass right here in the college leagues.
Honestly, I see Coach Prime going to the NFL next year.
For real?
I do see it.
To sell tickets.
Oh, yeah.
To sell tickets.
Listen,
it's more of a business at that point.
It's a multi-billion-dollar business. That's all it's about is selling tickets.
That's true.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Let's clarify that though. No one's picking him up to win games. Like they're getting, if they were to want him or get him, it's because they want him to sell tickets.
Okay. Time out. This was Coach Prime's only losing season. So let's keep that into account. All right. Coach Prime is a winner. Let's keep that a buck. At Jackson State, he won. In his high school, he won. At
Jackson State, you're the only one who had the number one recruit in the world. You're supposed to be obsolete. Matter of fact, you failed in my book because you're supposed to be the guy who goes all the way. So you failed in my book. What you did was easy. You had NFL coaches on your roster. You're the only black college to have that. So I don't want to hear about what he did at Jackson State. He failed.
Hold on.
Got to the big dance and fumbled. And straight fumbled. It was embarrassing. If you are in the MEAC or if you are in I don't know the conferences in the HBCUs.
SWAC.
You get the SWAC.
I'm not going to disrespect Grambling State, Hugh Jackson. He's an NFL coach who's down at Grambling State coaching.
When did he start coaching?
Disrespect him. He was there, I think 2 years now. Well, 3 years now. He was there with Coach Prime.
Yeah, Eddie George is out there.
Eddie George is out there.
But didn't have any of the near the recruits that he did.
TP Way. The Patriots had Tom Brady as their quarterback, right? And they lost to the Giants twice in the Super Bowl. Tom Brady was arguably the best quarterback in the league both years, right? You could lose in the big game with the best player. It's not unheard of.
You want to know why that analogy is so asinine?
Why?
Because Tom, outside of those 2 rings that the Giants got, what did Tom Brady do?
He won 7.
Exactly. Coach Prime has to win 7. He has to show us something.
Was there for 3 years.
Okay, well, he has to show us something outside of those years then.
I'm mad that I can't rebuttal certain shit that he says. I hate that.
He has to show us something. I don't know what it is, man. Like, I don't know what it is about Coach Prime that people just do not like to rip the Band-Aid off when it comes to him. I've seen all type of entertainers in all different types of fields, and they were willing to tear him up. Michael Jackson is the greatest of all time, and even he had a moment where people was going to tear him down. But Coach Sanders, it's like people are scared to tell the truth about this man.
I wouldn't say that. I mean, yes, I would say that, but here on Bowling on Another Level, nah, we not afraid to say that. Our last episode, what was the thing? Nobody's safe. Nobody's safe. All right, we let everybody have it. So we ain't gonna come here and be like, oh, we sugarcoating on Coach Prime. Nah, we being realists. We understand the potential that he has, but we also going to expose him when he gets exposed. I mean, listen, but
Okay. All right, so look, this
ahead.
is what I mean right here. I'm gonna ask y'all two this question right here, and I just
Talk
want y'all to give me a straight answer.
to me.
Is Coach Prime a good football coach?
Yes. Yes. We got to think about it.
Oh man. Can we think? Lee.
Oh, damn, that's a short.
Crazy.
That's a short right there. Oh shit.
Damn. We
Oh
can't.
Yo,
shit.
you know what? At this
We can't
point, y'all can
think.
say whatever y'all want. I got all I need.
Oh
That's
shit.
crazy.
Go ahead and practice myself. We got all we got all that we
Listen,
need.
listen. He's a decent. He's a decent. He's a decent football coach. He's a decent
Yeah, he's
football
a
coach.
decent
All right.
coach.
You know,
He's a
listen.
decent coach.
You're only as good as the staff that you have around you. All right.
Mhm.
So that's all I could listen. Moving on. Moving on. You know what? I did want to have a quick reaction to his post game press conferences. So if we could make this pretty fast, what was y'all reactions to anything that he said during the press conference? Starting with you, P. Way.
Yeah, for me, just watching the press conference, I'm just still confused on how did you see this season going, and then what was his true expectations? Because I heard him really commending the team and saying they did a good job, but through the whole season, it did not feel like that. It felt like it was something else. The main takeaway, the main takeaway, changes are coming.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not just talking with the players. He already said yes, they need a few players, but the one that stood out, he said coaching.
Right. Tim already
Everyone,
resigned. Yeah.
everyone is getting evaluated. So
Right.
we'll
He
see what
tried to
comes from
include
that.
himself in that.
Right,
But
right. I heard that. Yeah, he said
he know for a
including
fact
me.
he ain't going nowhere. Yeah. He ain't going
Including
nowhere.
me.
Yeah.
Yep. So we'll see what goes with that.
TP.
I don't know who the dude is with the glasses and the hat backwards. Y'all know, because if you pay attention to Colorado
Mm-hmm.
behind the scenes, y'all know
Yeah.
who I'm talking about. I don't know the
Yeah.
name.
The short dude.
He's out of here. I don't know what he does. I don't even know. I don't even know what.
I
But I
don't
know
know
he's
if
out
he's
of here.
special teams or what. I don't know what he
He's a
is.
receiver coach. I
Oh,
don't
word?
know.
Mm-hmm.
That guy's out of here. But nah, all jokes aside, you took my point, P. I really think that was one of the things that popped out to me was that the reporter kind of slipped him up with the question that he threw at him. And like I said, man, Coach Sanders, he really provides the most entertaining post game interviews and whatever that you could get from a player or a coach, because he says the funniest stuff, man.
Yeah.
When he tries to reflect from certain questions, sometimes he tries his best to be so smooth that
Yeah.
he just,
It
you
Yeah.
know,
still gives a headline.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Still gives a headline.
yep,
That
And you
another
can
thing,
still
that man,
read exactly what he's saying.
yep.
he
Mm-hmm.
gotta up his vocabulary a little bit. If I
Mm.
had a counter for as many times as he said tremendously in that last press conference, it had to be 100. It had to be 100.
Yo,
Like
I'm gonna tell you the
um,
funniest thing in the world,
tremendously.
yo. The,
He does it all the time.
yeah,
the funniest thing in the world is I made this point a while ago, and now it's factual. Like last post game conference, like it confirmed everything. he does not know his players' names. He doesn't.
Yeah, he said the numbers. Yeah, he said the numbers.
Dylan Edwards and 14.
14. Yeah. It's a lot.
know.
It's a lot of players, though. It's a lot of players.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
hard to. That's hard to do.
I can't speak to it because for
Mhm.
one, I'm not in that position. For
Right.
two, I'm not sure how that works. So I can't say that coaches normally know their players' names because I'm not sure if I know the resume of coaches on how they interact with their players on the first year.
Right.
So I'm gonna slightly give them a pass, but this is the first time where I've noticed it from a
Okay.
coach. So that is just always funny to me. But yeah, I another thing that kind of stuck out, man.
Nah, that was a
is
cop out. I'm sorry. I just thought about that. You don't know Marion Miller though.
you
Okay,
right.
yeah.
You right,
Come
Pete. You
on.
right. You right on that. You right. You're 100% right
It
on
just
that.
hit me like, all right, if it was
I
a
didn't put
practice
14
squad,
and that
yeah,
together.
yeah,
But you're right.
yeah.
You're
Come
100%
on.
right on that. You're right.
Yeah.
But the other thing that kind of stuck out was he talked pretty confidently on the fact that there were going to be transfers. I don't know if he was just talking to sell future recruits and the people out there after having a failure of a season, but he's talking like, listen, they out there and they're about to shine in the recruiting area, especially he kind of made this an emphasis, especially in the transferring department. So I'm looking forward to that. We'll talk a little bit more about that, of course,
Right.
next episode.
He
But
did say in the next 10 games. He did. I mean, next 10 days that you'll be
Yeah.
hearing something. He did say that.
I'm
He did.
watching. I'll tell you that.
But listen, just like we're gonna be in tune in the next 10 days, seeing what Colorado and Coach Prime has in store for the nation. I want y'all to be just as in tune with us as we are with them. All right. We will be coming back with more content very, very soon. All right. So be in tune with that. I want y'all to like, subscribe. Share everything. All right. Share everything. We try and get out there. We actually have a milestone. We just want to hit. Let's just go
yeah, thank y'all, man.
100. Let's just go 100 subscribers by the end of this month. All we need is what, 20 more at this time. Right. So let's go. We taking baby steps here. By all means, we are not professionals, but we are huge fans of not just Colorado, but college football period. All right. And we want the fans of football to join this community. All right. So hit that bell. Subscribe. All right.
Thank y'all, man.
Yes, and keep engaging with us, man. Keep commenting for sure. We reading all of the comments. We love when people say clickbait and shit like that. We all in, and we will be replying to some comments as well. All right, so keep engaging with us. From all of us here at Balling on Another Level, we would like to say peace. Until next time, y'all. We out of here. Salute.
Peace.
Man,
this
look,
is where
y'all
we
only
have to stop
act like this because I'm
we
the
gotta
youngest.
stop.
Let's keep it real. How many
It's the
times
greatest
have I had
basketball
to tell
player
you
ever to lace
and we
him up
balling on another
to this
level?
day.